Good morning. How are you? Good morning, good morning. All right, I'm just putting my hair back. Jessie's like right where I meant to be laying, or she's laying where I meant to be standing, I should say. Okay. I'm gonna go for boring. I'm also good, you know. I'm thinking of all the things that I have to do because we're going to London tomorrow. I've just put some stories in my stories. Hi, George. Just put some stories in my stories about why we're going to London. And I'm really excited. We're going to go to Hampton Court Palace to see the lost dress of Elizabeth I. I know, I was just about to say something to you, George, but then I thought you had already left because normally you're like in and out really quick. But yeah, I'm so sad. Normally we go and stay with George. But yeah. So we're going to go to Hampton Court Palace. We're going to see the lost dress of Elizabeth I. So it's like a 400-year-old embroidered dress. And apparently when Elizabeth I died, she had 1,900 dresses. And this is the only dress that's survived. So I'm really, really, really excited. So I even put on there, if anybody wants to meet me at Hampton Court Palace, it opens at 10. We'll probably be there right when it opens. I'll tell you what I'm doing here in a minute. Yeah, it's only £10.65. Normally it's 23, I think. So it's only £10.65, and you get access for the whole day. You have to book in advance online, buy your tickets online, just until February 14th. I think it's just the slow months, so they're like halving the admission price. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I'd love to see you if you're in. There's like a gnat or something here. For fuck's sake. Can't catch a break these days. Yeah, I'd love to see you if you're close to London or live close to Hampton Court or whatever. Send me a message and we can meet up. That would be so fun. Plus, it's embroidery, so like embroidery. Yeah? Yeah? I think it's going to be so cool. I'll probably end up crying. All right, lots of chat in the comments today. Lots of hello. Carrie's here. Meg is here. They're chatting together, so that's cute. Today we're going to do the chain stitch as an outline all the way around. Now, I've done this stitch before on other stitch-alongs as an outline for a similar flower. Yeah, for a similar flower, I think. So it shouldn't be that crazy, but I am going to zoom in and show you exactly how to do it again. I'm using 3 strands, just 3. And this is a little bit different. There's the chain stitch and the detached chain stitch. So the big difference is that the chain stitch literally is all together in one line like a chain. And the detached chain stitch is each of the parts separate as one. So they don't all connect together. You can have one here, one here, one here, one here. Whereas the chain stitch is all connected together. So that's why one is called detached, because it's just one chain by itself, and then the other one is all in a row. Yeah? So there we go. And let's zoom this in as well. And pull it down so you can see. I even have the light on. I might have to close the curtain again. Okay, let's get started. Like I said, I've got just 3 strands here. I'm using number 865. I've changed it from yesterday. I think I was going to use this lighter color, but I'm going to use this darker one so it has like a nice outline on it. You can do it with just the same color pink if you want. So you don't have to have different colors if you don't want to, okay? That's just one. For me, it's easier to show you with the different colors so you can like, it stands out a little bit more. And two, I have a bunch of colors here, so I can use a lot of different ones. If you don't have a lot of colors, that's totally fine. Use what you have. Okay, so we're gonna come up here. Yeah. And you're gonna go back down right where you came up. So make sure that you don't go through that knot because that will like give you a big hassle, right? And you're gonna leave a loop. Lots of embroidery where you need to leave a loop, okay? Now, this is where you need to choose your stitch length. So obviously we have these tight corners here on the corners of each of our petals. So if we do a really long stitch, so for example, if I came up, get out of there. If I came up, okay, so there's a tip as well. If you accidentally come up in a place where you don't want to and you see there's a hole, yeah, you can run your finger over it on the front or you can run your needle over it on the back and it will erase your hole. Yeah, you probably already knew that, but okay. So if you do a really long one like this, that's obviously too long and you're not going to be able to have nice smooth corners when you go around the corners here. So for this one, we actually want to keep our stitches quite short. And you want to have all of your stitches be approximately the same length. So for this one, the stitch isn't very tricky. The tricky part is keeping them, ow, I've just poked myself. Why have I done that? It's keeping them all the same length. Yeah? So you're going to come back up through the middle of your loop. Of course, I've gone through the knot on the back. Yep, I went through the knot on the back. So you're going to have something that looks like this. So normally with the detached chain stitch, you would put a little stitch on the other side and then do another one of these somewhere else. So these are often used to make flowers. They're often used to make like different leaves. If you have a leaf that kind of goes off a stem, yeah, so pretend this is a stem. You could put some little detached chain stitches here and it makes it look like a leaf. But for this one, we want a continuous line. So you're gonna do the exact same thing that we just did again. So you're gonna continue. We've just come up in the middle. So you're gonna go back down right in the middle, literally right in the middle where you just came up. Leave your loop and come back up. Yeah, so now you've got 2 chain stitches. Make another loop, go back down right where you came up. So this one's quite repetitive. You don't want to pull it too tight or you're just going to have like a big straight line. You want to kind of have it make a nice little loop like that. Yeah. Now, some people use these just for straight lines. Some people use them for outlines. Some people use them for an actual fill stitch. So you can fill in a whole leaf or something with this stitch, the chain stitch. I quite like it for outlines because it gives a nice thick line. Some people like it for lettering, which also looks really nice. So all we're doing today is we're just going to outline these petals. So if you've made 3 petals, outline all 3. If you've just had maybe 2 sticking out, maybe just the way you drew it, there was only 2, you'll just outline those 2. Let me just turn this because it's a little bit easier. to not go sideways, you know? So I'm gonna go all the way to the middle here with this one. And I'm only using 3 strands because I don't want it to have a really, really thick, chunky outline. I want to have it just a thin line around. So obviously, if you want a thicker line, you use more strands. If you want a thinner line, you use less strands. My thread is all twisted. Okay, and I think I can do one more before I get to the middle. Yeah, because there's still a little space there. So let's do one more. Okay, and then how to end your chain stitch is just to put a little stitch on the other side of that loop. So I don't think I can zoom in anymore so you can actually see it without it getting like really grainy, but all I'm gonna do is put a little stitch on the other side of this loop right here. So I'm gonna pull it down so it lays flat, and then you're just gonna put a little stitch over. Where are you? There you go. Now, it's okay that it's kind of gone into the circle here a little bit because we're gonna fill this up later. So don't worry if you're like, oh, it's gone like way in there, or it's not neat on this edge anymore. That's totally fine, okay? And then we're gonna pick it back up just under this one. So we're gonna just tuck the next stitch when we come up to do this leaf. We're just gonna stick it right under there, okay? Now, obviously I could just go over this again, but that's gonna make it really chunky right there. Airy Fairy says, have a great time at Hampton Court. It's right by where I live. Come see us then. Come and say hi. I can't wait to see the dress and like go check out Hampton Court. I think it'll be so beautiful. That's why I think like I'm just warning everyone that I'm probably gonna cry like with how pretty it is and how it's like 400 years old and how like that's my job right now. Emotional. Okay, let me turn it again. Ah, she's in Southampton at the weekend. I know. See, we didn't realize that we were going to go like until maybe 2 weeks ago or a week ago. So I was like, oh, I should really like organize like a meetup or something. That'd be so fun. But then we just haven't had to keep having to change the dates around for this one because it was going to be back in October or November, and then we just ran out of time to go and see it because I didn't want to like rush around and have to like only have 20 or 30 minutes. I wanted to like have like a whole day, you know, or like as long as I wanted. I didn't want to have to be like, okay, hi, bye, okay, see ya, and then have to like not spend as much time as I wanted. Because, like, I really like that stuff like that, you know? And I'm not sure if I told you, but in October, I have to apply for my next visa. And this is, it's a, like, indefinite leave to remain visa, which means that, like, I won't have to pay any more money or apply anymore after this. But it's, like, really expensive. So I think I'm going to have to do like a fundraising Stitchalong or something. Take donations because it's like almost 3,000 pounds. So, yeah, I might be begging for some money and doing a shit ton of kits this year because that's a lot of money and they could say no. So it's like something that like I'm like really stressed out about. But the other part of it, Kim says she'll give a donation. Aww. Honestly, like from now until October, I think I'll just be saving every single penny from stitch-alongs and kits and patterns. So if you see me doing a lot of stitch-alongs and a lot of kits and a lot of patterns, don't be like, oh my God, she's like, you know, going out like crazy, begging for money. Like, yeah, I am, but like I need to live. Okay, but the reason I'm saying this is because, oh, Carrie says, how long have you been in the UK now, Tori? So September will be 5 years. So I got 2 30-month spouse visas. And then, yeah, after that you have to apply for like indefinite remain. Like that's my last one. So if I get it, then I don't have to apply anymore and I can like come and go, you know, since I'm married to a British citizen. But at the same time, I have to pay a ton of money and I have to take a British citizenship test. And that's why I'm telling you this, because part of the British citizenship test is knowing all of the history of England. Like all of it. All of it. And I am not good at history at all. So part of going to a Hampton Court is also like trying to remember and learn the history of England and like all the different kings and queens there were and when they lived and what they did and all like the Scottish clans. And I know, so I've like bought a book, yeah. So like they tell you have to buy this book. So I bought this book, and it's just like a textbook. It's like 230 pages of just information that you have to remember. Well, exactly. Okay, so everyone literally, Kim, she says, haha, bet most Brits don't know half of that stuff. Meg, best get revising. Neat, cute design, says I would fail. Carrie says, don't think most British people know all of that. So at the Super Bowl, we like did some practice quizzes because everyone else there was British except for me. And yeah, we took 3 tests and they only passed 1 out of 3. So they wouldn't be able to stay. So it's 50 pounds. You can take it as many times as you want, but it's 50 pounds for every test. So it's like, come on. Like, how many times can you just lose 50 pounds because you can't remember the answers, you know? But it's like everything. Like, it's like about government. It's about politics. It's about like the first prime minister. It's like, it's about everything from like the first war ever. Like, who are the people who first came to England and settled it? Like, what were they called? And like, oh, it's just so much. But then there's other stuff like when you go to walk your dog, well, what is one thing you have to do? And it's like socialize your dog with other dogs, pick up the dog poop, have a collar with your name and address on it, or make sure you call your dog the right name. Like, are you joking? That's on a citizenship test? Are you kidding me? So it's like all of England's history plus like a bunch of random things as well. Like, who was the person who won the Olympics for rowing in 1992? I don't know. I don't know. No idea. Oh my God. David Starkey's Monarchy. What is this? Is this like a podcast or something? Hold on, I'm just gonna write this down, because the comments don't save when I save them on YouTube, so let me just pause, guys. Sorry. Okay. Oh, it's a documentary. like on Prime or something, or like on BBC. Oh my goodness. It's like, I think, so I got the book on Sunday, and I thought it would be like possible test questions and stuff, you know? Like, I thought it would be like a practice. No, it's literally just a textbook, just like full of information that you have to like read and then try to remember. So like Sunday and Monday, I was like proper stressing out. Like, I'm never going to be able to pass this. I'm never going to be able to do it. Just kick me out now. I might as well go home. Because if you don't pass it, you can't apply. Oh, goodness gracious. I didn't do this middle one. So yeah, I was like a little bit freaking out. But I'm feeling a little bit better about it now. So we're going to Hampton Court. We're going to see the dress. We're going to learn a little bit about history. Hopefully I can remember it all. And yeah, when you see me begging you to buy all my things this year. So I've actually been taking some practice tests, and there's 24 questions. I found them online. There's 24 questions. And you have to get 18 right to pass. And I've only ever passed one. But the lowest I've gotten was 15 or 16, I think. So I'm only off by a little bit, but it's all history questions that I get wrong. So there's that. Or like how many like people in like the Senate does all of England, Scotland, and Wales have, or something together? Like, I don't know. I don't know at all. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult, but hopefully if I keep taking the test questions and stuff, then I can like try to suss it out and like remember the ones that I get wrong and everything. But history is like not my strong suit at all. So come to Hampton Court this weekend on Saturday. Come say hi. And yeah, so that's all for today, guys. It's just me complaining about my citizenship test. This is the chain stitch, 3 strands. I used color number 895. Kim says, this is where you find out how little Britain is in British people. Oh, dear. Yeah. I mean, my mother-in-law, she knows so much information and she can remember everything. And I think I think she's passed it. She failed the first 2, I think. And she knows like so much. But she's passed like loads, because there's like 15 practice tests that you can take online that are like from people who have taken the test before. So, yeah. So they've like come back and like said like what some of the test questions are. So there's that. Good luck. Well, Carrie says, I wouldn't usually do chain stitch as an outline, but it looks fab. I'm dead pleased. Yeah, so I normally wouldn't either, but it's nice to try it like in a different kind of way. So normally I would do it just like as a stem or as writing, like lettering. I probably wouldn't even use that as a fill stitch really, because it wouldn't be like my first choice. But I think it makes a nice fat line. So yeah, I hope you have a great Thursday, yeah. And for some of you, I will see you in just a minute for the paid stitch along, which I haven't finished from yesterday, so there you go. Ooh, someone said, for how long are you doing embroidery? Like, how long ago did I learn how to do embroidery? I taught myself in 2014, 2015. So 5 years? 6 years? Yeah. So with that, I'll leave you and I'll be back in just a moment. Enjoy your Thursday and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.